I am
Flavia,
here.
Godspeed, Private Luigi.
Red,
Godspeed. I salute you.
red, red. I am feeling it tonight. Like I am feeling it.
Yeah.
There's love.
Red.
There's love in the air right now.
What happened?
I will bring you happiness.
Yeah, what happened last time, Red? Remind us of the happiness.
God damn it. Well, what happened last time is the next day, John decided to continue with that little plan he made up with Cammy to essentially lure her mother away from the house so she can do her hopeful reunion with her father, essentially. As he left by the Wanda's dead drop about possibly looking over a magic book and seeing what it's worth, essentially. As Wanda went off to go see him, well, not before, of course, stopping by with to say hello to Villarago, another friendly person she met at the party. At his dealership, mainly with a picture and a request to essentially look for someone and see what they're doing in the city. Didn't really try to give too much away, but Villarago probably put it all together, especially what happened next afterwards. As she had a little bit of chat and she took her leave. With Calypso watching, standing over her to make sure he was being, safe and all that stuff. Making our way to Johnny's, they sat down. Johnny, I'm sorry, Flav, I've been calling him Johnny because I already know John, and it's Johnny and your thing, so. But Johnny was giving her tea, cookies, being rather polite as Wanda looked over the book. Nothing really of note until near the last page where you can see that the communication between a demon lord with just using this book, which made it a bit more worthwhile than usual. And Johnny was insinuating and telling Wanda that he intends to start making a secondary business to sell magical items and that. And this was one of his first purchases, and she asked to buy it herself. The book had a bit of interest for her, especially for her unique situation. Regardless, she took her leave as Calypso, with Villarago, brought Victor. Apparently, she was aware of who Victor was, and with the picture that Wanda provided, was able to know that where he hung out with, and was able to make this a little bit easy for him. As Villarago disguised his task for Wanda under the guise of trying to find someone who could be used for his future jobs and such, especially since he has a bit of a business rival, we'll say, resident on his territory, and he seems to want someone. Always good to have a good wizard on board, as he promptly asked him questions and things like that, and mainly got the gist that Victor was just here on business. No particular reason as of right now, and didn't seem to be looking for anything. A few more talks before Victor took his leave with a bit of his magic before, quite quickly after that, Cammy bursting in, being caught by Calypso and mouthing off to her a bit too as well along the way, as Villarago, had a conversation with her, as Cammy seemed to be looking for her father, even asking if he was, and saying that she's cast a spell and this is where he was last at. Maybe feeling a bit foolish, as she should have used the phone, as Johnny had suggested not too long ago. Regardless, he did offer to help Cammy, of course, for a deal, though Cammy seemed to understand one of the rules her mother gave her and said, no, thank you, I can do this on my own, and took her leave, giving one last potshot threat to Calypso on the way out. And said Johnny as well, got a call from, a bit of a panic Cammy, essentially, as talked about the demon she met and the nervous feelings she had about the meeting and the letter she's making to talk to her dad, as Johnny has been her moment of support in this situation, giving her help and trying to make it so this doesn't feel as nerve-wracking for her as it could be. Regardless, her mom didn't know, and she sadly missed out on meeting her father, but maybe there's always another chance, as Johnny has been trying to get in contact with Victor for her too. Regardless, we see that Villarago was putting the pieces together, realizing there might be more of a connection going here, especially since when he called Wanda to chat and explain what happened to Wanda's relief. She didn't want to seem to go any further with finding out Victor, more of afraid of him catching wind of this. But if it's a chance to know that he's just here for business, that's probably all that matters. One thing at a time for her. As while she was going to make her leave, her and Villarago had a bit of a chat, heart to heart, we'll say, as Wanda probably spilled more than she meant to, and Villarago realized a lot more than he was supposed to. But regardless, she took her leave and made her way home to see, like, the same thing. The wards are broken. Her daughter is still there, being innocent, as she tried to talk with her and explain, like, hey, this is, like, her fears and her worries for her. And just as that was going on as well, the phone started ringing, I think, as well. Oh no, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. The book came first. That's right. As Wanda, in desperation after talking to her daughter, who seemed to be very much bitter and very upset about the whole situation that her life is right now, much to Wanda's guilt, decided to try to make a deal with the book or the demon or something, and it didn't really go well, we'll say. As well, let's say she met made a deal with Abaddon, a demon who was on the other end, who seemed to offer to give Cammy protection, something Wanda is desperately trying to do as Cammy's frustration slowly grows and Wanda's guilt along with it. And she offered to help us all if they have a bit of a conversation and a deal for Wanda's soul, essentially, for Cammy's safety. While that was going on, John got a conversation from a well-dressed man, as Wanda had explained to Abaddon where she got the book, and seemed someone wasn't too happy about that, as he came in with a cane and a chat, though Johnny's hospitality seemed to make it so it wasn't a rough conversation, as they sat down and talked, and he explained that he got the book from this person, things like that, and it seems they came to an understanding, as he took his leave, and no one was broken or, dead by the end of it, as John left. John and Johnny had a wonderful time. And Wanda in Times Square waiting for that meeting with a demon by the name of Abaddon, was stopped by someone else, as a man came with a bit of a cloaking spell and not a lot of time to have a conversation, as they had a chat. Him offering to protect Cammy without her having to sell her soul, that he seemed to insinuate that he's been in the situation before and that this will never be the right choice for your daughter, especially. Wanda was, of course, upset, especially with his requests that, in doing so, have a conversation with Victor to Wanda's, not happy with that response. But this man seems to be desperate, understanding that there's only so much time, and you need to, decide. Either you can give your soul up to this demon, or I can help you out here for just this small little favor. And she decided to say yes. The situation was not looking good, as Darius took his leave, and she was able to dodge that chance to speak with Abaddon, as Leon was kind enough to give her time, essentially. Wanda met with Abaddon, explained her side. Abaddon said, I'll still offer your help. With Darius' advice, was going to give the book to Cammy to hopefully have that chance of protection from what Wanda seems to fear the worst will happen to her. Though as she went to go talk to Cammy about that, things got a bit rough, as the phone that Cammy was hiding from her mom, the one she got from Johnny, started ringing. And Wanda had, of course, not too happy about that, as she picked the phone up, and it was Victor on the other side. And they talked after nearly a decade or so of never speaking to each other, never seeing each other, as he seemed to want to talk with her too. Wanda was a bit distraught and a bit out of it, as she essentially gave the phone back to Cammy, didn't even speak to her as she left, and that was where it ended, I think, for her as she went to her room. And I think that was the last scene.
How does it feel, Red?
It feels like I'm being cooked by my friends here.
Across games.
You'll thank me later. It's fine.
I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will, Flavia. We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah. I think we left off like Wanda was, I was like, what the fuck's your character name? Wanda is kind of back now at home, right?
Yeah, she's back home. She gave the phone, like she just walked off after that cover. Cammy didn't ask, and she didn't explain anything, and she left.
Yeah, so I think you're planning on doing with this new revelation.
Victor and her plan to chat, because
yes,
the Darius' promise and everything like that.
But before you meet up with the Victor, anything you want to do to prepare for that meeting?
I don't know if there's anything she can prepare other than spells and such, but there's not much you could really prepare for in this type of situation.
Your emotional state, Wanda. Your emotional
state. Yeah. She could, I don't know, smoke some weed, I guess. Calm herself down. I don't know. Try to keep herself cold.
Did you establish a place of meeting?
It was suggested for him. Let me double check, because I don't think it was someplace. No, I think she left it up to him. I didn't write it down, so I think
Okay.
she left it up to him someplace that would be safe and wouldn't be private.
Listen,
Not
you
necessarily
know
private, but
what?
you know what I mean.
Why not in the area, in the confines of your cemetery? Because I do believe, let me double check, but I do believe your sanctum is in fact in the middle of a cemetery. Yes, that is true.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, if you're not gonna do anything,
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything she could. I honestly don't know what she could prepare for with meeting with Richter.
it's fine. Sometimes you don't need to do anything.
Mhm.
I'm
Maybe some photos. She probably would have brought some photos of Cammy. That's probably it.
I think before that, let's see what what Claire has been up to. It's been last night. It was the party, and you had that weird vision. But other than that, nothing seems to have gone wrong for now. Although it's been only a few hours.
Yeah, definitely not thinking about that code. Not at all.
I mean, you could try and investigate it more. If it bothers you that much, you could also. Many things. You can do other things as well. I'm not gonna give you suggestions. Because I am
Okay.
just propping the anvil. I'm waiting just for you to walk out the door.
I mean, I think she would investigate it. I don't know if she would do it right away, though.
Yeah. Then are you just gonna relax for today?
Relax is a strong word, but yeah, she'll try.
Would you
Maybe
be-
it's New Year's though, so I don't know if she'd be working.
Do you have an actual day job? I think you
She
do.
does.
You do. Yeah, I think it's still like the first year after New Year, so nobody's working. Please
Yeah,
tell
probably
me,
not working that
please
day.
tell me that's the case in the U.S. as well.
Probably.
What?
If she works in academia, I don't think they're gonna be having her work.
I don't know. Sometimes I worry for your physical health.
Like, are you talking New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? A lot of
New Year's
people
Day.
are off New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's drunk from New Year's Eve.
So
working
yeah, no job.
academia.
Not today.
What? I'm gonna say, because I'm looking at, I'm trying to remind myself I should add this to your character sheet. But what exactly do you do in academia, or are you just like a scientist, like a researcher?
She's a researcher, yeah, specifically in physics. Not that like anything new comes out of physics very often.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Oh, great.
Listen, they do a lot of research. There's a lot of like cutting edge shit. It's just that it's not bombastic. Funny story. I did. One of my teachers was like a researcher at the Physics Institute here in my city, and he did show me some of like the cutting edge shit they were researching, and it's like very minute stuff for like a layman, but it's actually for them is like, oh my god, I did this. And it's like, okay, I don't. It's cool. So let's type this in. But yeah. So you just kind of head and relax until. Well, Lydia will give you a phone call. It's about 3 in the afternoon.
Hey, Lydia.
Says, I hope I didn't bother you too much. I hate to disturb you when you are just recovering from the last night.
No, that's all right. I didn't drink much. Is there something that you need?
Well, apparently there are some people who want to talk with you, and I am here to relay a message to you.
Okay. What's the message?
Well, if you want to speak with them, they are waiting, and she's gonna give you an address of a kind of bar in Manhattan.
Oh, okay. yeah.
Apparently, this comes from one of your sorcerer friends. They refused to give me a name. They said you would know who.
Oh, okay. I think I have an idea.
Is everything all right? Should I be concerned with something?
I don't think you should be concerned. At least not yet.
Very well. Let me know if anyone bothers you.
I'll let you know. Thanks.
Take care.
I guess I'm going to a bar at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, as you go inside, it's not full. It's a couple of people. But as you walk in, you... Give me a moment. I was distracted by chat. My NPC list. My list of shoes.
Your list of shoes?
Yes,
His list of shoes.
I do have a list
Shoes
of
to
shoes.
drop?
Yes.
He has a whole closet full of them.
You see a woman that kind of waves at you from one of the tables as you recognize her from last evening's party. As it's well, this one. I'm not sure if you talked with her or not.
Oh, nope. I don't think I did.
Yeah, does kind of stand out.
All right. I guess I'll head over.
You sit down. She smiles as well. How are you?
I'm doing fairly well. And you? Did you enjoy the party last night?
I did. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to talk to you too much. Holy shit.
I know. I gotta get away from that tab.
As he smiles. and
Lydia
says,
said that you wanted to speak with me about something.
Yes. It was not easy, but you are quite high up in her circle of trustees, aren't you? Seems very protective of you.
I suppose so.
She just kind of smiles. Are you free today? For the next couple of hours.
I didn't have anything on my calendar. Is there something that I can help you with?
Yes, there is someone who would like to talk with you, but not here. And this meeting might last a bit longer due to temporal anomalies. That's why I asked if you have the entire day off.
Temporal anomalies. I can't fucking
Yes.
say the word.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
You are quite interesting. I don't know why, but a lot of powerful people want to talk to you, so I am merely someone who's here to facilitate those meetings.
I mean, thank you for delivering the message.
Well, if you agree to the meeting, I can take you to them right now.
I don't see why not.
She sort of gestures for you to follow her as she gets up and walks towards like the back of this, like the staff area. And
Okay.
as you follow and you step through the doors, you are sort of, you walk into what looks like the lobby area of a club instead of what should have been like a kitchen of some sort.
Oh, okay.
As you can hear the music like blasting and the kind of faded a bit as she opens the main door and like the sound escapes from the room, and she leads you into what looks like a fully fledged large club, as there's an entire dance floor of varying type of creatures that seem to relax right now. There are tables full of these individuals sitting around discussing as waitresses sort of carry drinks back and forth, and you see a demonic bartender doing like fucking bar tricks.
Is this normally back here, or was that some sort of teleportation?
She smiles, and as you glance up above, sort of, you can see like the name of the place spelled out in bold letters, Inferno Club. She kind of shrugs and says, well, she does move them around, but did establish this one for you yesterday.
Or me?
Like I said, I don't know why she wants to meet with you, but I mean, I can't say no to a demon lord, so I had to try my best to get you to the meeting table.
Right, I'm definitely even more curious now.
Well, you tell me about it. As she leads you to this sort of winding staircase that leads to a sort of second floor that overlooks this entire dance floor. As the bouncers sort of step to the side, and she just gestures for you to walk up, as she clearly wasn't invited to the same meeting.
Oh, okay. I will give Scarlet a little wave and thank her again.
As you walk up to the stairs into this very comfortable looking VIP area, there's a couch and some armchairs, table, drinks, as there's only one other person here, as you witness this sort of shrouded woman in garments that don't really fit the vibe, but well, as she sort of glances at you, you can only see like the lower half of her face, but she's clearly smiling.
Hello. I don't believe we've met before.
You'd be surprised. Have a seat.
Okay.
As she gestures for one of the larger armchairs, says, "Any drinks I can get you?"
I think I'm okay for now. But yeah, I'll sit down.
Well, introductions are in order. My name is Abaddon.
Abaddon, it's nice to meet you. I'm Claire, but I guess you knew that.
Sort of. Tell me, Claire. What do you do for a living?
I participate in physics research.
What do you do for a living that involves our nature?
I guess I act as an advisor to Lydia.
Must be very important.
I wouldn't say very important, but I think what I have to say that she finds useful.
Interesting. You're a very interesting person.
So I've been told. I'm still trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
Why so many people have been calling me an interesting person recently.
You're very cagey with the details about yourself. Very vague, I should say. But if so
Oh,
many people are calling...
Should I go into more detail?
Please.
What?
I'm here to listen. As she sort of leans forward a bit.
About what in particular?
How many advisors does Lydia have?
I think it's just me.
She kind of smirks. Now you can understand. A normal question would be like, why is it just you? What makes you so different from everyone else?
Because I see things, I can predict actions, and most of them revolve around her.
You can understand why seeing the future or even glimpses of it is such a interesting thing then, can't you? It's just sought after commodity.
I can understand that, yes.
Suppose she is treating you well then.
I don't have any complaints.
A good thing. She kind of leans back a bit. What do you want in life in general?
That's a loaded question.
It is.
I guess to understand. That's very vague, but
Very...
that's at the root of everything.
I like you. Or rather, I'm intrigued by you.
Thank you.
Well, listen. If you ever need anything, I would be open to negotiating with you. I think having friends, having more diverse friends, expanding your circle of connections is always a good thing.
I guess I can't disagree.
As it was a pleasure meeting you.
Right, just so I understand what this meeting was about. You're willing to make an offer for my services?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, catching up still. I'm a little overwhelmed by what just happened.
Not only am I willing to make an offer for your services, I'm willing to make a very good offer for your services.
I mean, is there something in particular that you need help with?
She nods. But, kind of enemies I deal with Not the ones that I would want to reveal to you unless you are committed, because once you know, you become involved, and that could be dangerous if you then decide to back out. They're not the forgiving type.
So an offer for working exclusively with you then?
No.
No?
I don't mind if you do business with other people. If those other people don't include my enemies, you are free to conduct yourself as you wish. And as you can clearly tell, Lydia and the vampires in this city are I don't have any real issue with them.
Okay, well, that answered my next question.
My enemies are more of a cosmic nature. And I'll leave it at that.
That sounds very big.
It is. I play in the big leagues. I have business dealings in many places on the earth. Large cities, small cities, villages. I'm trying to expand a bit in New York. So I am perusing my options, and Lydia seems like she has the right idea. But I'm not fully decided yet. There are others with great influence who have been here way before me. And unfortunately, I can't really move without them knowing and trying to deal with my people on the ground. Which is why I approached you. You are a small cog, a very important one, of a great machine. Luckily for you, you have passed underneath the radar of a lot of these other factions. But I would rather deal with people that are at the bottom of the food chain than the one that are at the top.
So you would want insight into your enemy's plans, how to move past them without them noticing? Or something along those lines?
For now, I merely want to get to know you. And right now, I'm gonna ask a simple question of you. But I think the answer is a bit straightforward. If I were to choose one faction to throw my weight behind in the city, whom should I choose? There are, of course, the vampire burgomasters, powerful, lording over large swaths of the city. Then there are small individuals, wolf packs and fays and other smaller enterprising demons. There is the conclave of mages. Hunters, well, I don't think they would like to work with me, so they're crossed off the list.
Right. And do you want my personal opinion or my insight?
Your personal opinion. I want to get to know you.
I guess it depends on what you're hoping to achieve then, because sorry. It depends on what your goal is then, but it sounds to me like maybe you've already kind of answered your own question, because you said you don't like to deal with the people at the top.
Right? I don't do what I want to do. I asked for what you think. Who do you think is worthy of an alliance? Who do you trust? Who would you like to see rather gain more power and influence?
Yeah, I suppose I don't really know.
Well, you don't have to give me the answer now. If you want, you can always think about it and give it to me later.
Okay, I will do that then.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
You as well, Abaddon.
Cheeks.
If you want to be cheeky, you can still do suits there on her. Maybe like after we leave this place.
Maybe. I think I would like to know more about her because there's just a lot of questions.
Yeah. So yeah, she smiles, and as you get up and take your leave, instead of Scarlet waiting downstairs for you, you see like a young man, as his skin looks kind of messed up. There's like cracks in it, and there's like sort of shadows almost sort of bleeding out. His yellow golden eyes gleaming in the dark. There's well, let's unless you want to stay, let's go.
I was expecting Scarlet.
Well, I mean, she brought you here. That was her. That was what we agreed on it. But oh, I mean,
Okay.
as kind of escort you out, as you do realize you're getting a few glances from the other patrons.
What kind of glances?
Suspicious, terrified.
What? Are you looking at him
You
or
can,
me?
I mean, you're walking next to each other. It's kind of hard to tell. Give me a figure someone out roll. Well,
Are you kidding me?
unfortunately, I don't think these are your circles. You don't really know. I mean, yeah,
That's fair.
so you just
I'm socially inept. That makes sense.
you eventually he'll kind of lead you out of this place, as you are doesn't lead you back in the bar. As I hope your meeting went well.
I think so. Not really sure what to make of it, but thank you for seeing me out.
Yeah, no worries. I'm Jay, by the way. I'll
Jay,
shake your
nice
hand.
to meet you. I'm Claire.
Listen, I was told I was gonna be like your main contact, so if you need something, just here's my phone number.
Oh, okay. This is to contact with Abaddon then?
Yeah, I am say her right hand man. She kind of like feels very embarrassed saying that. It feels
Are you?
like
You don't
that
sound very
that
confident
entire
about it.
yeah, like that entire sentence. He was like a bit awkward about it. He's like, listen, yeah, no, listen, it's a bit weird if I have to when I have to say it like that. It feels weird, but yes.
Okay, then I'll contact you if I want to get in contact with her.
No, like you can contact me if you ever need like anything like help with. I'm not very political savvy, but I'm good in a fight, and if you just wanna complain to someone, I'm very good at listening to complaints.
Well, if I ever have anything to complain about, I'll keep it in mind.
Cool. You keep safe.
Thanks, you too.
As he turns around and walks back through the door.
Well, that was weird.
I don't know half of it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, problem is when you walk back into the bar, you realize it's been like 6 hours.
Oh shit.
It's night.
I am going to be Snoopy. I'm gonna try and do Soothsayer on
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, you can go back to.
I guess I'll go home and do that.
Now the question is, are you gonna accept Lydia's offer for permanent residence at a 5-star hotel?
Oh god, that was my question. Is like, do I live on my own or do I live at the hotel?
That's up to you, but she would have offered, hey, well, listen, we have listen, her faction, the Black Roses, they have Wall Street under their like control. They have basically infinite money. That's an actual thing I wrote in their faction, infinite money.
That's insane.
Yeah, Manhattan is one of the most like powerful places to control for these sort of reasons. Yeah.
I guess I'll stay at the hotel then. Why not?
Mac is so right. But yeah, as you go back to your apartment, sort of overlooking the Central Park in the distance. Yeah, and you sit down, and soothsaying can take some time. It's not an instant thing, and you're kind of losing yourself in it while you're doing it. So it's best to do it in a safe environment. So yeah, feel free to roll me.
Better than complications.
Yeah.
If I need to like specify like a specific thing that I'm looking into, I guess like her intentions of what she wants.
Well,
So
I was
can
gonna
answer
say,
her question better.
if you want something specific, you can ask me that, or I'm about to just give you something else, vague but still related to her.
I think I would be looking specifically into like her intentions or goals
Ooh.
with New York specifically. I know that's a hefty ask.
No, I'm just trying to think now, because with Zaz's character, it was very easy because it was just paintings, but with you, it's more complicated to phrase it.
Yeah. So what I get for trying to be creative.
Let me think. I know. Why even bother? As you start like seeing, so you start seeing numbers, many numbers, like in different orders, as you start writing them down on a piece of paper. As your vision gets flooded with them, you keep seeing the same ones repeated over and over and over. And as the vision comes and goes, you realize you've written several numbers on that piece of paper, but some of them repeated a bit more often, some of them seemingly a bit less. Also, the way everything is positioned is interesting. They are all in specific places on that sheet of paper. And-
So if I take like a pen and outline them or something.
You start outlining them. And it takes a while because there's a lot of them. And it's a bit messy. They're like a bit sort of bundled up together, so it takes you a bit, but you realize you drew like a rough outline of the US basically, like the East Coast mostly. As then you realize that the numbers that are on that specific outline are just postal codes for different parts of those cities. But you realize there are two sets of numbers. Like, God, English is failing you right now. Google Translate some words. There are multiple like sets. There are two large sets of numbers that seem to draw your attention. There's one that clearly represents the New York area. But there's another one on the other end of the paper that represents, you're pretty sure, the Chicago area.
I don't want to go back to Chicago. Okay, New York and Chicago.
They seem to be somewhat connected. Although you're not really... It's kind of hard to tell what the intent is. Like, what's the connection? There is something related. But then... Did you talk with... I think you talked with her that evening. Or was it just Villarago?
I talked with Wanda and what's his face who had the shadow.
Yeah, Jackson.
It goes beyond like two people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then no, couldn't. You could probably ask Lydia. It's like, hey, what is there anything important about Chicago that I should know? Or you could investigate that on your own. See, you can like hit the streets. I think that would of your moves, I think that would be easiest place.
Yeah.
Hit the
I'm
streets
probably
to try
gonna-
and gain more information.
Yeah. I might bring it up to Lydia next time I see her. I will send her a message like, hey, I had the meeting. Everything's okay as far as I can tell. I'm not dead.
Wise, I would have had a... I assume you wouldn't... Was it that bad? Question mark, question mark.
What? No, I'm just... You seemed concerned earlier, so I wanted to check in after.
Yes, not dead is a very low bar. Are you actually okay?
Yes, I might have to have a conversation with you soon about what that was. But I don't think it's super pressing.
Oh, I'll make time for you in a day or two. If that works with you.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Are you gonna hit the streets to try and figure out this info on your own, or are you gonna wait for the meeting with Lydia first?
You know what? Why not? I'll try to hit the streets because there's a couple of days, right?
Yes. My question is, when you hit the streets, from which circle are you looking for this information? Because all your best one would be power, but that would mean going to some of the other mages questions. Mortalis.
I'm trying to think of
Sorry, go ahead.
which one this would apply to the most because was it demons are in wild, right?
Yes, demons would be wild. But I'll say this: if it's city related, it could be either because Chicago, just like New York, is rather big and has a lot of mages and vampires working in it. At least I think you at least know that.
Yeah. Probably not gonna go with Knight because I think I have a negative of that one. The only one who
Yeah.
likes me is Lydia.
I think Knight would just we would be better off asking Lydia.
Yeah. I'll go with. I consider Wild, but I'm gonna go with Power because I feel like mages have a lot of knowledge.
So just when you roll hit the streets, put in a 2 there.
Yay.
Well, then I'll have to. You know what? I'll figure that out a bit later, as I'll cut scenes, as this will take you a bit. You
Okay.
put the word out, ask a couple of people, but you will definitely get a proper reply. Meanwhile, Wanda, at meeting.
Yes.
Cemetery then? It's cemetery?
Yeah.
Cemetery,
Yeah. I
then.
think that's cemetery.
As you wait, you know, Victor's pretty punctual, so you go there a bit early, or
I think she would go there a bit early. She's too nervous about this, probably pacing a bit.
as yeah, just on the dot, he is there. You see him walking towards you. Looking just as the same as you remember him. As he approaches you with a certain amount of nervousness, like it's visible to you. Hey,
Hello.
you're looking good.
Thank you. You look the same too.
Was
Well-
never gonna be easy, was it?
I don't know what you mean, Victor, but
Played this moment in my head hundreds of times, and I still don't know what to say.
well, I don't know if the cemetery was part of it, but we don't really get to choose how this goes, do we?
I would ask why, but I think at this point I know.
Well, that's good. You're always the smartest of a lot of us, so I figured you would either figure out eventually, or it wouldn't really have mattered. But things have, I wouldn't say changed necessarily. But Cammy's looking for you.
Yeah. I got the message.
Yeah.
I never thought I would see her again. I thought she hated me. I thought you hate me.
Regardless of my feelings about you, Victor, I'm not entirely a bastard about the whole thing. Cammy doesn't really know you, other than small things we talked about here and there, but not sure if that's better or not, but there it is.
I would want nothing more than just be able to talk to her, try and make up for lost time.
I will be honest with you, Victor. In an ideal world, I wouldn't have let that happen. But we don't live in that type of place. And I can either spend my time finding Cammy and you or everything else, but
He looks very like saddened by that statement.
so at the end of the day, Cammy's a grown girl, and I can try to keep her away from you as much as I can, but obviously I'm failing at that badly, apparently. So this is me trying to come to a compromise.
That's fine. If you think she is better off without me, you don't want me to reach out. I can just
Richard.
leave. And I'll go somewhere where she can't track me.
I can do that. You can do that, yeah. But Cam will spend the rest of her life looking for you. And then I can only put you off. No. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is what was supposed to happen, regardless of how I feel about the whole thing. Maybe Cam would have been happier with you instead of me. I don't know. But I'm not going to waste my breath on something that is going to be inedible, Victor. And don't try to give me that. Because it's only going to be for my comfort more than anything else. What I care about is Cammy's happiness and her safety. All I've ever cared about. It's the only thing that matters to me.
He kind of just lets out a sigh and nods.
I would ask that you do not teach her. Well, same conversation we had all those years ago still exists. Not
He
even
shakes
sure
his
if
head,
you'll...
says, "You're still onto that. Even now, she already knows magic. She already can tap into her powers.
Yes, but there's a fine line between what you do and what everyone else does, Victor.
Half measure.
I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to have this conversation with you. God fucking damn it.
Where do you think she draws her power? Why do you think she's so adept at magic? Do you think she didn't tap into that fourth power that's always there, available?
Cammy doesn't have a court. She doesn't have a faction she's a part of. They don't even know she exists.
Or she can access all of them.
I think Wanda looks afraid when he says that.
You think I didn't study and try and scour the earth for any piece of information on old Fey lore? These people have kept hidden and secret and wiped. You might be right. Maybe her magical talent is just that, magical talent. There's other people like that. You know there is a chance. You know there is a very possible chance that she is in fact drawing power from the courts as we speak. And the monarchs are aware.
Oh, God damn it. God fucking damn it. As Wanda probably like hugs herself. She tries to like turn away from her for a second. She's just having a moment for herself.
Your half measures and irrational fear of this, leave her exposed to greater possible dangers.
What do you want me to have done then? Let her just fall into that sinkhole and just hope that she doesn't get consumed by it? That nothing.
I would rather her understand her own capabilities and be able to control them than be in the dark.
Fine. Fine, Victor. You win.
Not every
Do whatever you want.
not every wizard is out there wanting the power to eat the world, okay?
I don't know what to do anymore, Victor. Time is running out, and Cammy's growing every day. I don't know. Fine. How do you want to do this then? How do you want to, I don't know, see her? Do you want weekends? Fridays?
I would like for her to be able to. There is a place that's outside of the court's influence where she can practice and be herself without fear. And apparently, from my knowledge, you've already made a deal with the demon lord, so you're about apparently 2 steps ahead of me anyways.
Very polite way of putting it, sure.
You were about to sell your goddamn fucking soul, Wanda.
So what? Does it fucking matter? God damn it.
Oh, it does. It does to me. You might hate me, but I still care for you.
Well, fucking stop that.
Turn off my
Then-
feelings? Only you're an expert at that.
Damn.
Well, apparently it's a Faye thing to do too, so I'm sure it's something that you can easily take care of for yourself. I just want Cammy to be safe. That's all that matters. And if you can guarantee that, I don't really give a shit. Okay, Victor?
That's... Every time you do this to yourself, it just... You realize you're not just, like, kicking yourself. You're kicking yourself in front of everyone who cares about you. And
Well,
that
there's not a
shit
lot of people
fucking
around for
hurts.
that.
It's nothing wrong. How selfish can you be?
What do you want from me, Victor? Whenever time I give you my fears, you dismiss them, you belittle them, you treat me like I'm some fucking irrational, crazy person for even thinking that thing. How do you think that makes me feel? Do you think that I just decided to up and leave you one day? You think I didn't agonize over that decision, that I didn't
I would
go back
rather
and forth?
you hate me than kick yourself. I would rather you use all that pent up aggression and try and murder me every week with a new scheme than wallow in this misery you seem so comfortable in.
Guess it just shows how much we really didn't really know each other, huh? Tell me, when do you want to meet Cammy? So at least I can let her know that. She'll probably be thrilled.
As soon as possible.
Fine. Give me a few hours. We'll meet back here and she can meet you.
She'll like kind of nod and just kind of sits down on one of the graves.
Yeah, Wanda Parr just nods and turns around, probably to go and, well, go Cammy.
Yeah. As you enter your sanctum once more, she's kind of waiting at the entrance, basically, looking at you nervously. And like the moment she spots you, like it's like, oh god, what happened?
Nothing. We've come to a compromise.
Doesn't look like one.
It doesn't matter. You're gonna go meet him, Cammy.
Are you sure you're fine with this?
We only have a few hours, Cammy, so we should be on our way.
She nods and follows you out as Yeah, the two of you walk back as he immediately stands up and sort of like the anxiety kicks up to 11 as she also seems to as they both just kind of stare at one another, not really knowing what to say.
Yeah. Wanda probably puts her hand. Her face is probably like stone cold for a while before she kind of softly she looks at Cammy. Cammy, this is Victor. Victor, this is Cammy. And takes a step back.
Yeah, Cammy sort of forces a smile and just kind of waves, and he'll give her a nod and says, there is an ice cream shop. You like ice cream? As she just kind of glances at you, Wanda.
He gives her a nod.
Says, yeah, I think that sounds fine. He sort of twists his hand as like a circle of leaves starts spinning rapidly on the ground as a portal opens. As he kind of gestures for her to step through. As Victor will look at you and say, bring her back, I guess, in a few hours.
I'll be here in a few hours.
As yeah, they'll sort of step through as the leaves then immediately disperse, the portal is gone. Silence falls over the graveyard.
I hear the sound of a can of beer being opened right now.
Do you do that?
No, she's gonna go home first. Try to do that.
Yeah, well, as you're walking back, you see Darius smoking a cigarette.
Well, I finished your favor.
You did. Well, I mean, part of it, but
I think I did the whole thing. The words were have a conversation with Victor, and I did. There you go.
yes, I'll take what I can get.
Well, I'm not too sure why you're here. Make sure your things are going well, I guess. But I'm gonna go home and relax a bit.
Let me tell you something from I'd like you to learn from my own mistakes, Wanda. I had a son. Still do. He just doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Thinks I am an imposter wearing his father's skin and hates my guts. Don't let yourself be isolated. Don't do what you're about to do.
Well, Darius, I'm not too sure I have a lot of drinking buddies right now. So unless you know where I can do that,
I do, in fact. I know exactly the place where you can drink and listen. Drink for free. Nobody's gonna bother you.
I feel like this is just a trap you're making for me, and I don't think I'll enjoy whatever place you're going to send to. What are you even? What are you actually?
I am an angel. Yes.
What bar do angels go to?
Well, funnily enough, I go to one that's called Inferno.
No, I'm gonna go find a normal bar where there are no demon lords and no possible meeting anyone else I don't want to meet right now. A normal bar.
Oh, because in New York there are no supernaturals. But the bars that you go to are not owned by one werewolf or another demon or some vampire.
They're not demon lords who I've already had made a deal with and declined the deal for. So yeah, actually.
Wanda, when I tell you that that demon lord is not gonna fuck with you, literally I'm staking my life on it.
What are you guys, buddies? Is that a thing the angels do? Hang
Nope.
out with demon lords?
It's a me thing specifically.
I don't really see why going to a demon bar is gonna make me feel better in any regard to this whole
Because
thing.
the drinks are very good, and when I do say nobody's gonna fuck with you, I can actually promise that compared to New York, which is I'll be honest, Wanda, a powder keg.
And can I avoid talking to the demon lord entirely?
Yes.
God damn it, I feel like if I don't do this, you're just gonna pester me some more about some
I will.
nonsense.
I will. I'm in fact like an annoying mosquito. I will just endlessly fly around you, buzzing
God,
in
I
your ear.
need to find friends. Fine. Darius, the angel boy, show me the way to your demon lord who you hang out with at the bar.
He sort of extends his hand.
Of course. She just puts her hand, goes and takes his hand,
He
basically.
kind of chuckles and says, "Hey, listen, not everyone can open fancy fate portals."
You don't have a car in this modern time?
Why? This way is faster. And he just grabs you, holds you tight, as like you get lift off. And as the sort of vertigo hits you for a split moment, you feel yourself landing in front of a sort of looks like a warehouse door. Opens it.
Yeah,
After
she
you,
probably stares to herself a bit as she just like sighs before taking a step in.
as you walk, the club atmosphere hits you, and yeah, you'll follow him. He'll get like a table for two. As yeah, it is in fact, as you see the dance floor filled with supernaturals, some more obvious than others, but you sit down at the table. Someone comes, sits down a few drinks, leaves, and there just lights up another cigarette. But nah, it's true. If you got more friends, I wouldn't need to bother you.
Oh, the whole point of this whole venture was to make allies for. Oh, does it really fucking matter? The plan's a bust anyway.
You try to sell your soul to a demon lord. I think you have no allies.
Again, the plan's a bust.
I guess, yeah. I guess you could call it a plan. It was technically a plan for like how long? 2 days?
A few months in the making. You think I got that invite out of nowhere?
Sure. You were at the fancy party, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, talk to me. How are you feeling right now?
No offense, Darius. Why?
Why not?
I don't know. You feel like a guy who's not really looking out for my interests, really.
Okay. How many people have swooped down from the literal sky to tell you to, in fact, not sell yourself into slavery?
Yeah, I have a question about that. How the hell did you even know about that?
Well, because she told me she was planning. What was she planning on doing?
Ah, yes, the demon lord who's your friend.
Yeah, she like points up to this sort of second floor overlooking the dance floor. Yeah, that one over there. And she like
Wonderful.
waves his hand, and you see there was someone looking from the ledge that immediately turns away and sits down, disappearing from sight.
Where's that bottle? She's got it. What's the sofa drink
Yeah.
or something? She doesn't even know. For some reason, you seemed adamant that I talked to Victor for whatever reason, and
Yes.
don't know why. I think it's fucking weird. Are you Victor's friend as well?
No, I wouldn't think we're that close to be friends, but I've had
Not
a
that
few
you know
drinks
about
with
his
him.
woes and feel like you had to interfere.
Yeah, I kind of do that. I've
Yeah.
listen. If I tell you it's my life's mission to help as many people before I die, I don't think that's you're gonna believe me. So
You know what? Sure, it's not the strangest thing I've heard in my entire life. Why not? That sounds about right.
quite open-minded. Most people laugh at me.
Honestly, I would have probably had some raised eyebrows, but wasting your breath here to interfere with my situation kind of points in that direction. So, what exactly did you want?
Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Awful? Hopeless? Like everything I've worked for has come crumbling down in front of me all for nothing?
Why?
Like when I get fucking drunk and I don't know? Why? I made a decision 16 years ago. Well, sorry, 14 years ago. Wow. And I was, no matter whatever fears I had for it, I was gonna see it through. And now, 14 years later, here I am in a bar with a weirdo trying to get drunk, but not too drunk.
If you want, I can say a prayer and you may drink to your highest delight.
Feels like cheating.
It is. It is in fact cheating, but apparently miracles exist, and I can't technically ask for anything.
Is that like a angel? Like you have like
Yeah.
how many times you can do that a day? Itinerary?
You pray, and if the Lord giveth, He's been very receptive to my requests.
Maybe he thinks she's just a funny, weird little angel. He likes to succeed or fail.
Well, he has a very sick, twisted sense of humor, but I'll take it.
Reading of the Bible's books, it seems about right.
Listen, Bible's about as real as any other myth you've read. Somewhat real, somewhat not. Broad strokes, I guess.
So what's is heaven a real thing? Paradise and all that stuff at the end of the world?
I don't know. I've never been in it. We
Have you ever been to heaven?
lowly angels live sort of at the gates. I don't know how it is inside actually.
Ah. Are you sure there's a heaven then? Or is it just only the cool kids
I
can
don't
tell
know.
you about it?
They're guarding something.
Interesting.
The archangels seem to say so. I've never talked with anything more powerful or higher up the food chain than one of those. I can see like deflection is your specialty, so have to be more forceful. Why do you think things have fallen apart? I mean, you raised her, she just because you thought this is the best outcome, but you may not be correct. Is that it?
No. The reason why I decide so quickly to be a little bit more friendly with people, like I said before, was for Cammy.
Oh
I-
God, is this you being friendly?
Not with you. Sorry, Darius. You didn't have an earned friendship from me. But I'm mortal. I have photos, things I collect over the years to try to remember, mostly because it's a hobby of mine. And it could be startling sometimes, realizing how different I was back then to what I am now. Every year, every day, I grow older, and I don't even know what will happen to Cammy when I'm gone. Will she stop aging? Will she be alone? Will I want to be able to protect her when I'm gone?
She's clearly aging if she grew up. They
Yeah, but how
don't
long?
really age.
How long? Will she stop? Will she die too? Like, I don't know. I don't really have any type of reference point for this. And I'm clearly
Well, my son, he is a Bauk. Sort of creature that can get angry and kill you in a fit of rage.
sounds like a normal teenager.
Yeah, only normal teenagers don't turn into demonic shadow bears with the strength of a werewolf and the temperament of an angry teenager, I guess.
Well, that must have been an interesting childhood.
It was a horrible one for him, I think. Mostly, because just like you, I also thought, hey, if I just keep him safe, right? Just like you, I used to be a wizard once. Technically, I can still do spells, but I tend to not prefer that angle. I had a powerful tower, almost infinite knowledge in it. Knowledge stored over many centuries. Previous powerful owners. Impregnable. I said, hey, he just hides there. Are no problems. Just gonna keep him inside. Teach him a bit of magic and listen, he's a Bauk. What could physically harm him? Turns out that physical harm is the least of my worries. It was like I could not see the amount of emotional harm he was suffering through that isolation. The moment he got out, the moment he got a bit of freedom, he realized all the chains he had around him. There was no getting him back from that. That's why I'm trying to prevent you from doing the same mistakes, because you know what I did? I doubled down. I was like, nope. Safety and security, get back in the cage.
The difference between you and me, Darius, is that I didn't ignore the emotional harm. I realized my daughter didn't have any friends. She's never been to prom. She's never done any of the stupid shit I used to do when I was a kid. She didn't have any of that. It's my fault.
Yeah. But it's better to make up for mistakes now than never.
And what do you think I'm doing? I'm letting her meet her father. I'm trying to. The whole meeting the friends thing was to make a place for her where she could go out without worrying about anything happening to her.
Then let her
can make
hang out
friends.
with friends. She's clearly not a normal kid. So let her hang in an environment where she'll feel normal.
I've given compromises, Darius. I don't know what to do anymore, so I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired.
Well, I am here to say you are not alone, but it will not get easier. I think that is the case.
It hasn't been easy for a very, very long time.
I know it feels like that, but I think things will get worse.
So normal?
Well, that's the thing though. They get worse, but you should have more friends now, hopefully. If you are gonna let me help you.
I'm gonna be honest, Darius. I appreciate you doing this for my daughter. And I don't really see you as my friend. And I don't think I ever really will. It's alright, but I've said to told Victor, Cammie's the only thing that matters to me. You keep her safe, you keep her happy,
chuckles.
that's all I care about.
I do love seeing a mirror of myself from a few years ago. This is painful. Listen, you don't need to be friends with me. Just need you to stop being so obsessive. Now you have those like tunnel vision glasses. I need you to take off for a moment. Take a deep breath. Look around you.
What do you want me to do here, Darius? I'm letting my daughter meet her father. I'm letting her meet friends. I'm letting her out, as you say. What exactly else is there to do?
I want you and her to have a healthy relationship. If I can't fix my own shit, I might as well try and help others, not damage theirs.
I don't know.
You don't. You're talking. See, the problem is you're talking about this entire thing like it's send your child to club activities and then just wait until they come back home. That's the problem. Problem is you are letting her do this, but you are in fact distant when you should take her hand and be involved in this just as much as she is. Isolation never did anyone good. And I'm sorry.
My daughter
what?
My daughter has, I don't know, decided to do this without me. And don't interrupt
I
me.
wonder why. I wonder why she decided to do this without you.
Exactly. My daughter feels like she can't trust me, so she has gone to someone else. Some other people I don't know. I've tried to be hands-on, and it hasn't really worked. So I'm trying to be hands-off, and I think that's going to be a better outcome. Because I'm going to be honest, Darius, you're not really reassuring me here, but it's fine.
That's not my job.
Exactly. It's not your job.
I want to be honest with you, not comforting.
And I'm being honest with you. Because being okay with this is not going to happen for me. Putting a smile for the benefit of everyone else is not going to be okay with me.
Oh no, I don't want you to put a smile. I want you to take a metaphorical sledgehammer to your brain and start opening your mind up to things. Because, my God, it's like talking to Victor. Why do you two are so much alike? It's painful.
Well, part of the reason why it didn't work out in the first place. But I'm giving you everything I've never wanted to give anyone else. I've given you trust that my daughter will be safe. I know Victor won't ever hurt her. That I know with full confidence. I am letting this happen. I don't understand what you want from me. I don't
not
understand
exactly
what
true,
you
though, is it?
What?
You're not giving me anything, though. Your daughter pulled out a gun, put it to your head, and said, "I want to do this," and you said yes. That's not you giving things. That's you making concessions. If it was up to you, she would still be locked away in a tower.
It was up to me, she would have her own space to go outside, to actually experience the world, and not be afraid. That's what I want.
And
that's what I'll do.
What did you do for like 14 years then?
Apparently raise her and realize my mistakes, Darius, which is why I was trying to fix the problem. And look, I'm fixing the problem here.
You're letting others fix it for you.
Well, I didn't have a choice, really. Did I?
No, but what comes next doesn't need to not involve you. I'm not saying to be a shadow following her everywhere, but your hostility towards this entire endeavor kind of shows you're not very okay with it.
I don't think that has been anyone's concern so far. And regardless, I will... Well,
Children may not say things. Children may not say things. You may not say things to a child, but God damn, do you think she cannot see through you?
Darius, I don't know. Give me an example here. What do you want me to do? Because I'm I'm really confused here.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to care about yourself.
I don't. I think to care about myself means that I will have to take a step back from Cammy.
No, you're wrong about that. Why do you think that?
Because my entire life has been about her. Every moment, every day,
But
back of my mind, it turns to my stomach this idea that she's somewhere out there not with me. I don't know if she's okay,
we
if she's hurt.
just went through an entire discussion where you explained to me very, very strongly how you are fine with her letting her do things on her own with other people. That
Fine doesn't
means a lot of free time.
Fine doesn't excuse the fact that I don't constantly worry about my kid. You worry about yours, don't you?
I do.
And you still decide to give him space to figure out if he hates your guts or not?
I'm not gonna force myself to be in his presence. Not
Exactly.
exactly the same situation though, because I took that time to get my shit in order.
How do you think getting my shit in order looks, Darius?
Well, getting a friend first.
I'm gonna be honest, Darius, it's not gonna be you.
I don't know. I don't care. Genuinely don't care.
Well, you brought me to the wrong bar to make friends, so
Well, I chose this place because it's safe. I'm not gonna get ambushed, attacked, eavesdropped, or God knows what else.
how many enemies do you even have?
It's not how many enemies I have. It's how many enemies you have.
You're the second person to tell me this. I didn't realize I was so popular.
Kind of shrugged and says, I mean, I just hide for 14 years for no reason then?
You already met the reason why, Darius. And most of them didn't know anything about Cammy until hopefully never.
Such an optimistic viewpoint. I want to shatter
Until-
every illusion you have about the world.
Until today, I didn't see. Until today, I had no reason to believe the Fae, any Fae knew about Cammy.
You understand
telling me
how
that
the Fey monarchs, they're the courts. I've studied a lot, so I don't want to repeat information you already know. Do you know how they
So
work?
are you telling me the Fae court know about my fucking daughter right now?
He just sort of looks at you with a sympathetic look, just kind of takes a drink, lights up another cigarette. I think they do.
God fucking damn it.
I think they knew all along, and it wasn't knowing about your existence, it was locating you. That was it. You see, monarchs empower all Fae, and all Fae draw their power from the courts. Now, as a monarch, a Fae you have to keep track of. So you can't know everyone, they don't know where they are necessarily, but when they tap into that power, you know who they are, you know that they certainly exist.
Wonderful, wonderful, just fucking wonderful. Well, it's a good thing this turned out all right then in the end, huh?
This thing turned out all right. We've barely begun.
Well, Cammy is still protected. Victor is going to teach her whatever he deems worthy to teach her.
Kind of like takes a deep breath, sighs. Listen, Wandam. You want? Then go back to your sanctum. Live and continue your oblivious life. Or you can be
Darius?
involved in the fight we're gonna have to kill.
I'll do whatever I need to protect my daughter. First things first is like you said, I need to go make a friend, apparently.
Yes, you do.
So, if you excuse me, I think go figure that shit out.
I'll take you back to the cemetery. Your daughter should be just about done.
Wanna just not?
Yeah, he'll walk you out as he takes you back to the cemetery. He glances at you, says, take care, Wanda, and comes if you need anything. Feel free to reach out.
He just nods.
He'll take his leave. As you realize, several hours have passed. The temporal distortion of the Hell Circle taken its toll. As the leaves start swirling around again, and Cammy walks out. Smiling. The portal closes behind her. Looks at you and says, so, how was your day?
It was fine. I went to a bar. Nothing else. I assume you had a good day as well.
Yeah, I just had some ice cream, walked through a park, talked a lot.
That's good. Do you want to go home, or?
She looks a bit confused by the question.
No, it's nothing. As Wanda will sweep put her arm around Cammy as they begin walking home, basically, I assume.
Yeah.
Do I have a
Okay.
car, actually? Look at my equipment. Yeah, I have a crappy car. Okay.
I mean, you're still like, you are like 5 minutes from walking from the entrance of your sanctum. Like, it's not.
Yeah, good. I just realized. Sorry.
Take her inside. As we'll switch now. Been a bit too happy for now. Johnny, you're relaxing. I guess working on your whatever mechanical project you have ongoing right now. As the day kind of goes fine for you, just normal business, and as you close down shop, the door opens and Victor walks in, smiling.
Ooh. Well, I guess it went positively, if not good.
Yeah, that's we got to hang out. Weird feeling.
Well, John is going to sit down and get something to drink out. Well, tell me about her. I mean, she seemed like a smart kid. Did she ask about you?
Yeah, I've talked a bit about her life, about my life. She didn't talk about anything too sensitive. There was a lot of initial awkwardness, as you can imagine.
Well, you've never met before. This is the first time. Take it easy, slow.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps telling me to do. So
Well, you've waited this long, Victor. I'm sure you can be just a bit patient. For the sake of you, your daughter, your, I'm sorry, ex-girlfriend? I don't really know
Yeah.
the specifics, but you know what I mean?
those, I think, I mean, I expected her to dislike me, but it just hurts, you know.
She dislikes you?
She hates me.
Well, that's,
Justified, but it still hurts.
justified. Did you do something then?
Not not an attentive individual. Can get distracted and lose sight of things.
Well,
I
I'm sure there can be amends. It's been, what, 16 years?
Yeah, and imagine how badly someone must treat you for you to hate them after all that time.
Oh, well, I actually did meet her. She seemed like a nice person, I guess, though. Well, it was,
My point exactly. Does she seem like the kind of hateful person?
I can't say I know her that well. It was only one meeting. Also, I'm sure she would hate me too if she knew that I was misleading her so that her daughter could meet up with her father, which apparently she doesn't want to meet. But
Well,
she doesn't know that yet, I think. So we're fine.
it was a clever scheme you pulled.
What can I say? Oh, I think that your daughter has the book now. Or at least the mother. I gave it to the mother. Might get to the daughter. I'm not sure what
Well,
there was inside. Or
it's been suggested to me that I should let her hang out with people who are just like her, I guess. I'm not sure about that.
you're not what?
I'm not sure about that. She is half human, half fae. An oddity, an anomaly, something that shouldn't really exist. I can imagine that creates I mean, of course it does. It creates a certain amount of distance between you and others. So I should take her to a place where apparently what did it all the rejects gather?
Other rejects.
Somewhere outside of this world. Should bring this up with her
I see.
mother.
Wouldn't that make her feel like a reject? Quotation marks. Too?
Apparently they're all nice.
makes sense, but I also think she could use some normal friends. Maybe not even, the magic kind, just normal people doing normal things, normal kid things.
He kind of like looks at you and says, like what?
Like going to the cinema and doing kid stuff.
Oh, that's gonna
Watching a movie, playing a game.
gonna be a hard sell for her mother. Listen, you seem to understand these things better. Why don't you join me for that conversation? I'll just say you're like a bodyguard and you can protect her, right? I'll be honest,
Oh, Victor.
I don't watch movies. I don't go to the cinema. I want to
I
watch
was
a
meaning
movie. I
more.
can make one for myself.
Mm. Mm. I'm not sure. What do you mean, make one for yourself?
I can make animated pictures move. There's spells for this. I can make sounds. I can.
Oh, that sounds very interesting. But when you go watch a movie, you go also to see, someone else's perspective of an event, someone else's art. I mean, I can see the picture that I draw, but I can't always see everyone else's picture. Does that make sense?
Johnny, do I look like a person who enjoys art?
Well, maybe your daughter would enjoy art, is
Which
what I'm
is why
saying.
I think someone who actually understands these things better should make these suggestions. I literally do not know. I've never cared for
I
it.
will, and I can help you out with this. But maybe, and I'm not saying it should be art. It can be magic. It can be whatever else you want. But having a hobby in common, something to do with your young daughter, would really help you get to know each other better, in a organic way, not in an awkward way.
Well, I mean, yeah, but nothing normal about me, and there's nothing really normal about the situation. Pretending to be like normal people is not gonna make things better.
Well, that's true, but family comes in all types and all shades.
My hobbies, you know what my hobbies include?
What do they include?
There's nothing
Victor?
normal about that. Experiments, magic rituals. Have you... I won't get into the details. But those are not things that you could consider normal. As like watching a movie. But I've been told dragons have a little game they play. I guess you could call them dragons. I've never heard of it.
What is it?
They throw these... I think it can be anything heavy. Rocks, trees, into the sky, and the other one has to kind of catch it when it falls down. It's very reminiscent to maybe baseball, but the objects tend to be much heavier. And the point of the game is that you throw it so hard that when your opponent catches it, he is also sort of pushed back by it. And whoever manages to push the other one the furthest wins. And that's as far as I've heard supernatural kids playing.
Well, that sounds fun.
If my
I'm not
daughter
sure.
did that, her arm would be shattered to pieces.
I was just about to say maybe something of the kind, maybe a bit less I mean, she's interested in magic. She wants to learn. She teleported to my place to find you. She did a ritual to find you.
Yes, and I'm terrified of those. Because I've been researching this. Not alone, but when we use powers, when we tap into our powers, we draw from the course. When we do that, the monarchs know. They're aware. She's been using a lot of magic. I am told. I'm afraid that the more she uses, the higher the chances are for them to actually realize where she is at. So until we can actually practice that in safety, in a safe and secure environment. No, I want to not do that. Learning is one thing, but practicing using it should be a last resort.
That makes sense. Well, if you want, I can try to talk to her or her mother. See if...
Seem to have a better grasp of this normalcy than I do, so...
Well, it's not that hard. I think, Victor, doesn't matter if it's watching a movie or reading a book or staying in silence, you wouldn't mind doing anything with your daughter right now.
He nods. Then I will set up a meeting then.
I mean, I still have her number, but sure, it's better to go through the official channels.
Thank you. There are no words.
No worries.
As yeah, he'll take his leave. Villarago, finally. There are some things you need to... Deals to be made. I do believe... Kate, are you here? As you're muted. Okay.
I was, my bad. I forgot I muted myself. I was like, yes.
So yeah.
Time for wheels and deals.
Listen. There was a deal that there was a potential buyer of exquisite stuff.
Indeed, there was.
That Scarlet sort of set you up with. Would you want that buyer to come to your shop, or do you want to meet with him in a neutral ground?
I'll say neutral ground, you know.
Okay, good.
Good faith and all that.
He would be more than willing to accommodate you. Yeah, as you pick, you go through. Probably, I would say like a bar, maybe then, or would you rather prefer a different setting?
Something more professional, maybe. Like, what about a nice cafe?
Yeah. Probably in the afternoon then. As you go there, assumingly with Calypso.
Indeed, yes.
Probably leave her outside. Kind of weird if you had her with you. She's very killjoy.
Yeah, I probably have her, you know, within, so she can get to me rather quickly, but not like in the same room, like staring him down. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, as you wait, eventually you see the man walk and sit down at your table.
Ooh, new character.
For you.
Well, welcome. Have a seat.
I want to find a name.
Bilbo.
Yeah, he'll sit down. He nods. He doesn't. He looks very sort of unfazed, but as he will extend his hand, says Cassian. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Villarago.
The pleasure's all mine. I've been told you're in the market for some exquisite goods.
I am. I buy all sort of merchandise. I only deal in high-end product.
You do seem like a very discerning customer. Is there anything specific you're looking for? I do have some options, but it would help if I know what you want.
My main trading activity is in souls. As you can understand why, then I am quite careful with my partners.
Well. I can assure you all trades with me come with, of course, some guarantee of secrecy for a limited time, and anything above that can, of course, be bargained for any price. But if it's souls you're looking for, I might have something that can catch your eye.
I was told you used to work with the Demon Lord Moloch.
We keep in contact. I was a close aide of hers, earned my freedom, and we're still cordial.
It's an impressive resume, then. From what I hear, she is rather vicious.
Something to respect.
Quite so.
So, my friend, how familiar are you with Dragon Souls?
His eyes do light up a bit at that as he leans a bit forward and says, it's quite a rare thing nowadays. They are mostly extinct. Those that aren't have hidden themselves quite well.
Apparently, we're in some tumultuous times. And, well, I may or may not be able to get my hands on one. But of course, you'll understand my caution. Scarlet is something of a rival of mine. Well, a rat nibbling at my roots, we'll say. So it is a little odd that she would send such a discerning customer my way. I, of course, hope that we can come to an agreement of assurances that this will not come back to get me if I sell this to you.
He shakes his head. As for Scarlet, I have asked her. I am expanding my network to New York. And, well, I asked for a few favors. She's not the only one spreading my name around as a buyer. You can understand, for someone who owns such a precious item, to understand how dangerous it is. Well, the danger increases for me exponentially. So, yes, secrecy is highly important here.
Very well. Then, shall we get? Is this? Am I to take this to assume that you are interested in this item? Then,
Absolutely.
Well,
I expected
then
you
I'll
to
have a
have human souls. I never expected you to have such a thing on.
You said you were a man of taste. The humans walking around everywhere. I think this will wet your lips a little better. Perhaps open the doors to a long and prosperous business.
Concur. So, what do you desire?
Hmm. Well, one, a reliable buyer, of course, but that comes without saying. Two, though, I would love access to some of your friends. I, too, am looking to expand. Perhaps we can... You can introduce me, and as well as only one or two.
I will. But, my friends are even more secretive than I am. That will have to wait for a bit. Maybe a show of good faith for you to understand how serious we are about our business.
He's saying he wants a show of faith for me, or he's going to have a show of faith?
He is offering you a show of good faith.
Then it seems we have a deal.
So, name one person in the city, and they are gonna be dead by the end of the month.
I could just kill Scarlet right now. I
You
could
could-
straight up kill Scarlet. That
You
would be
could-
so funny.
I did just give you that gun. You can choose to shoot it in whatever direction you want.
Am I allowed to hold on to this offer?
Feel free to think about it, but don't take too long.
Very well. I assume like I'll have like an arbitrary amount of time before he's just like, yeah, I choose it now.
He's not being very specific, but it does sound like, yeah, soon rather than later.
If nothing dramatic comes up within the next week or so, there is. Well, Scarlet has been a bit of a nuisance. If she's gone, my business will flourish even more. But big things are happening, and who knows who I might anger. I hope you, is that okay with you?
Quite so. I believe that if she dies and you're able to take over her network, it would be no loss for me.
Excellent. Great minds think alike.
And he'll kind of nod, get up, take his leave. What's your plan, Vil? What are you gonna do next?
Next, I am going to secure the meeting point to hand off this soul as soon as possible.
There is in fact a move. Want to enroll me? Welcome to my office. Want magical security?
Yeah. Is that in...
That's in
What mode is that?
Hub mode.
Okay. Full success.
Yeah. Takes you a bit. And yeah. Where would you like to have this meeting, like this handoff?
It would probably be at would after hours at my shop work or
Yeah, he is willing to work whatever schedule you.
good. Then yeah.
Are you gonna ask for like the kill to are you gonna ask for him to kill someone before the meet or just whenever?
Just whenever. Probably again, like I said, like I'll hold on to it for a little bit, but I know that like the offer is gonna slip away. So once it slips away, or once it gets close to expiring,
Then
and there's still no one who I
what
guess really need to kill. I'll just start.
So then the deal would be you give him the soul and he just gives you the access to his like other contacts, like his buyers up the chain.
Yeah.
So you're basically just trying to cut out the middleman.
I'm not trying to cut him out. I would just like to know, in case that there's other things that they could use. Like I'll still go through him to sell souls, but if they require my services at all, I would like to be put in contact with them.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to know like what your intentions are with this.
Yeah.
This is a truly glorious scheme. Surpassing all my expectations.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, and I'm so afraid because you always make fun of me.
No, I'm not sarcastic. I am truly happy with this outcome. Now, you should be afraid. Whenever the soul merchant walks, you should be afraid. Who the fuck is buying souls? Don't worry about it though.
Listen. What? As long as he doesn't come from my soul or my employee's soul, I'll sell him anyone.
Cassian is a very interesting name. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So. Yeah, it takes you several days. You eventually manage to set up the meeting. You weave spells of infernal nature, sigils and runes, more or less ensuring that if things like break down into your office, you do have the advantage to just sort of like this will protect you from magic scrying and other sort of bullshit that could happen. This can also give you the advantage to just basically let it out without any sort of consequence, which, well, you've seen your let it out abilities. Yeah, the meeting will happen as.
Where are my lettered out moves?
It should be in
Are they
the
on the
basic.
sheet?
Yeah, on your character sheet. Those would normally require you to mark corruption to like use, and you can use them now and this thing for like the duration of this event without marking corruption.
Cool.
So yeah, you set up the entire thing as you see few people come in. As it's not just Cassian this time, he has brought, well, as you see her, she walks in, sort of the light flowing off of her. As you walk in and she walks beside him. She looks much more friendly than he is. He has that sort of stoic demeanor, but she looks much more friendly as you immediately can kind of realize her nature of being quite non-human. As the golden wings sprout a bit. She walks in. Calypso looks a bit tense, but like doesn't say anything. As
my eyebrow does raise a bit.
Cassian just says, well, wanted to meet my buyers, so. Portia, this is Villarago. Villarago, this is the one who is buying said soul from you.
It is lovely to meet you, Miss Portia.
She smiles. And you, of course. I trust that you will not disappoint. I was told you had quite the item tonight.
I certainly do. And of course, my good man Cassian here does deserve all the credit. This meeting between us is merely so that, if you ever need my services in the future, I do deal in finding out things and finding. I would love to continue business with anyone and everyone, especially one such as yourself.
You
But
like when people are open-minded. I'm glad you are not put off my allegiance.
everyone's got to make their bottom line, right? I just hope that you don't come and turn around and smite me just for, being black.
Oh, trust me, we haven't done that in quite a while.
I am well aware. Merely a jest.
We appreciate people who are willing to work with us. And, well, you understand maybe the gravity of the situation, and I don't think I need to remind you of what would happen if my presence here would be revealed to the public.
But of course, you have my word that this meeting will stay between the four of us in this room.
And as you reach out and hand them the soul container, she will gladly take it with care. Pleasure doing business with you.
Can you repeat that last sentence? I was switching to my phone.
I was gonna say you kind of hand them the soul, and as she like takes it, says, "It's a pleasure doing business with you. I hope to hear from you in the future."
But of course, the pleasure was all mine. Have a lovely evening and do not hesitate to find me if you need something found.
She like stops at that and says, "Is your business about finding people as well as objects?"
Secrets of all kinds are my business. Finding people, finding items, finding information. Hiding it too.
We are looking
Is there
for a
anyone you're looking
certain individual. We are not exactly sure on too much description. Quite young. Around 16 years of age. A fae, perhaps.
A long smile will spread from Villarogo's lips as he just says, "And how much is this information worth to you?"
Quite a lot. About as much as, even more so than this dragon soul you just gave me.
Well then, if it's worth heaven being in my back pocket, I'm sure this price will be worth it. Of course, you didn't hear this from me, right?
Of course. We take care of our informants.
Very well. The kid you're looking for. Her name is Cammy. She's a half-fairy, daughter of a man named Victor and a mage named Wanda. As far as I know it, Cammy's currently looking for dear old dad as they've been separated. But Wanda is here in the city. and I have a personal connection to her. If you keep an eye out, I'm sure next time we meet, you can follow her right back to her little house, and you'll find your Fae.
We know of Victor. He has a certain reputation. What do you know about this Wanda?
She doesn't have a lot of friends. Rather isolated in the community despite being here for so long. She is, of course, a mage, but I do have another mage on my call. I can ask him for more information on her if he has any. I'm not exactly sure about the specifics of her power. You'd probably know more about mages than me.
I do.
She's mid-30s, red hair.
You could summon her, get her to leave her sanctum. She would be vulnerable. We will handle things from there.
Very well.
I can see this business
Listen, Red,
relationship.
Villarogo.
As H says, I can see that this business relationship will be truly a fruitful one. Reach out.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Reach out to Castian when you have more details.
Of course.
As they will both nod and take their leave.
Listen, Red, I literally offered you to keep your secrets. If you just told me about it, I would have not spilled any of it and you would have held your deal. You didn't take the offer and he had to figure it out for himself, and now he was free to pass along the information to whoever wanted it.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. As with that,